Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing the S.H.Figuarts Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 from the Dragon Ball Super superhero movie. Now, since reviewing the Ultimate Gohan from that movie, I have actually watched the superhero movie, so I know about Gamma 1, Gamma 2 and everything else that happened in that film. Now, the reason why I'm reviewing both figures together, even though they are separate figures, is because they share so much in common that there's no real point dividing the video at all. So it's a double review, and it works better because they are sort of two halves of the same whole. And while they do come with different accessories for Gohan, that just works better as one whole lot. But yeah, we will get right into it. So, looking at the boxes, it is the standard S.H.Figuarts format, just looking nice, good promo image on the front and a window into the front. You can already see the accessories for Gohan peeking out of the Gamma 1 box, which is fine, and the Gamma 2 ones you can sort of see it, but it's mostly hidden. And for the most part, it's a little bit sneaky because these are premium Bandai releases as well, that they're sort of keeping DLC locked behind a paywall. And that DLC is the accessories that Gohan probably should have come with, or a couple of the accessories Gohan should have come with. And we will absolutely get into that when we get to it, but we're just reviewing the figures as is right this moment. So the boxes look nice. There is sort of like cool brownie gold aesthetic for like the comic book panels around the sides, which is the same sort of aesthetic that all of the superhero movie figures have, which I quite like, actually. It makes them all feel like cohesive and part of the same brand. It's all very standard, it's all expected from the brand, and nothing too crazy. And when you fold out the sides, you can see the full promo image of the characters, and again, it always looks good, especially with characters like this that pose quite well and would pose quite a lot as superheroes. And a quick thought on the movie, actually. For a movie called Dragon Ball Super Superhero that stars Gohan as probably one of the major characters, or at least for all the promo images was pretty much the main character, or for all the promotional material was pretty much the main character, even though realistically it's pretty much Piccolo's movie. Real missed opportunity to break out Great Saiyaman. Like, really, it was staring you right in the face. It would have been funny to have them as sort of like rival superheroes. But we got the film we got, and it was still good, but could have been better. But taking them out of the box and up on a rotating display, they look pretty damn good. They're pretty faithful to their CGI models, as they probably should be, and as a CGI model it would be way easier to sculpt a figure. And while there are very obvious joint cuts, especially around the arms, it's in service of a fantastic figure. And all of the joints are exactly the same across both figures, just some minor colouring and sculpt changes. Most noticeably the colour scheme, the big numbers on their fronts, and the shape of their heads. But the bright, bold colours really do remind me of early Dragon Ball, and it is definitely an Akira Toriyama design, and works quite well. And I do like the little red ribbon logo on each of their left arms. It just reminds me of that classic style. And just on the rotating bases, you can see they just share many similarities, but both do look visually distinct, which is quite good considering how similar they are. So we'll jump right into posability because I think it's best to start there. So each figure has a ball joint at the head and base of the neck, so it allows for pretty good range of motion. So they can look down that far and up that far, which is pretty good. Down is good, up takes a little bit of effort. So the arms can move out that far. They are sort of blocked by this sort of floating cuff joint, and it's just on a ball joint. There's a double bend at the arms, and it's a really good bend, as well as a ball hinge at the wrist, and a very, very good butterfly, very similar to the second form Frieza butterfly, where it sort of breaks the sculpt, but it works really well. If you rotate the arm around, you can get it up, which looks good, and it fits back into place pretty easily. There's a ball joint in the torso, which allows for a bit of side to side and a pretty decent ab crunch, even considering the big sort of buttons that are on the chest, which is quite good. So they can look down that far and up that far with the ab crunch. The cape is on a hinge, and you can move it side to side and up and down. The very base of the cape is rubberized, so it makes the sculpt a little flexible, which is nice. The skirt is also flexible, and there is a bit of a waist rotation, but mainly from the chest. They can do the splits that far, which is nice, and the friction joint is strong enough to hold and not bend backwards, like with the rubberized skirt. They can kick forward that far and back that far, which is absolutely fantastic for a Figuarts. And there is a double bend at the knees, and it's a pretty deep bend as well. There is a very, very free ball joint at the ankle. It's probably a little bit too loose, but it's fine. And there is a toe bend. So pretty exciting posability, honestly. It's really free, really nice. It feels good to play around with, which is good. And you can basically get them into any pose you think of, and you can also interchange the accessories between the two as long as it aesthetically works. As for accessories, Gamma 1 comes with a neutral face, a sort of stunned yelling face with asymmetrical eyes, which I quite like, a more serious stern face, a teeth-gritted angry face, or a bit of a smile, really depends on how you use it, and an angry shouting face. Gamma 2 comes with a neutral face as well, a teeth-gritted angry face and or smile, depending on how you use it, a mouth open shouting face, and a looking to the side slight smirking face. And with those faces you can get some pretty expressive poses and really works the superhero aesthetic really well. The folded arms accessory for Gamma 1 can probably be used for Gamma 2, but I didn't try it. And yeah, you can get some really, really nice poses, some good dynamic things out of them. They both look great together and in wacky and zany poses. Swapping out their gun is pretty easy, just because it's a filler piece in their holster. You just pop it out and then get the actual gun and pop it in their hands. And everything just looks and works so nicely. It's similar to the Chainsaw Man figure that I looked at, where I'm just super confident in moving it about, which says a lot for a posable figure brand. Now, the main part, the main part is the figure, but for a lot of people, the main part is the DLC. And sort of the most contentious part of the figures, which are the Gohan accessories. So Gamma 1 comes with a Super Saiyan head sculpt for Gohan, as well as 3 faces for him, which imitate the same 3 faces that Ultimate Gohan has, which is a neutral face, teeth-gritted face, and shouting face. And Gamma 2 comes with an alternate head sculpt for Gohan, which is his messy neutral hair and glasses, as well as a Piccolo-style cape. Both of these are pretty significant accessories, and it is a bit of a shame that the base Gohan did not come with these, or at least something similar. Like a Super Saiyan head sculpt would be very nice, especially considering a lot of the modern S.H.Figuarts are starting to come with a bit more. Like the Boy from the Future Trunks comes with literally everything he needs, maybe one more neutral face, but like otherwise everything is perfect on that figure, even if you don't like the loose arm. But the existence of these parts and how every single superhero release comes with some accessory for Gohan is just a little bit of a cop-out. But regardless, the Super Saiyan faces look very nice. The paintwork and sculpt work is just fantastic. I love the light yellow hair effect. It just looks so nice and shows a lot more detail than like the black Ultimate Gohan hair had. Even though it's pretty much, I think it's the exact same sculpt, but you get a lot more out of it from a lighter color. It's just, that's how shadows work. The neutral messy hair isn't too bad. You can technically swap the faces, but it doesn't feel that good to do, so I wouldn't really recommend it. And I have heard you can remove the glasses, but it seems like they're glued in there, so I don't really want to test it. The Piccolo coat is okay. It could be better, but because of how it's structured, you can't get much out of it. So the main top half is rubberized, which is nice, so it just slots over the figure no problem, after you swapped out the head, of course. And the back cape is a hard plastic. Now, it can only move up and down in just a basic hinge, which is a bit of a shame, which also means you're sort of limited because there's so much more weight at the back that you can't really get them into any sort of poses. It's more just a static statue now, which is okay, but it's a little bit sad and a bit limiting, especially since the front half is rubberized, and we got the Turles at around the same time, and his cape was fully rubberized and didn't really get in the way of anything. Yes, you can't really access the left half of the figure, but I don't think that really matters too much. But the way they did that, it allowed for quite a bit of play, and you could have done something like that here. But yeah, the accessories for each of these figures is pretty insane, and you get a lot, and I guess you'd expect it from Premium Bandai and a higher price point, but it's sort of an annoying thing of, as a collector, you can't really get one and not the other, and most people would probably want Gamma 2 over Gamma 1 anyway, just because of them being a better character. But Gamma 1 definitely comes with better accessories, especially better accessories for Gohan. And it's just annoying that if you buy one, you have to buy the other, and if you buy those, you probably should buy Gohan. If you bought Gohan and you think you're missing things, then you need to buy both of these, and it really, really adds up. And if you are dead set on collecting everything, then you need the Pan, you need the Broly, you need the Orange Piccolo, you need the Beast Gohan. I'm sure they're going to do a Cell Max, and he'll have some bullcrap accessories as well. But it's just annoying that that's sort of where we're at. And no shade on the figures at all. Like, these are fantastic, and they are great representations of them from the film. But it's just that they had to come with these things. And it feels like they wouldn't have sold otherwise without these accessories, which is a shame. But on their own, they are very good, and the accessories for Gohan are appreciated, and it makes an already good figure even livelier. But that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed that video, and I will see you all next time.